online, and of course we're still on updates on pastors and their shenanigans. So if you can see from my screen what we're talking today's topic, Pastor Mark David Elijah, a US pastor that is trending at the moment. So now, one of the things I want to speak about, you can go and watch it, and what I want to say here is that pastors are human beings. You understand? So a lot of people attribute a lot of things to pastors. The way pastors would make heaven, that's why you too, you're fighting to make heaven. And people, they have a calling the same way you have a calling. So if they are not above flaws, things happen. But one of the things that I want a lot of us to avoid this year is the Lord told me this, the Lord told me. Yes, is the Lord telling people things? Of course, the Lord still speaks. But sometimes you can ask yourself, a lot of times when people say the Lord told me, is their conviction. It is not because the Lord told them. Or perhaps the Lord is pointing them towards some things, but they need to take their time. But some of them just jump into anything that was around them at that time. Oh, the Lord has spoken. Watch a video where he introduced the lady that he wants to get married to whilst he was dating the secretary's daughter. The secretary's daughter is young like him, he's a young pastor. He's young. I don't think she has ever been married, and that one said they've been in a relationship for 3 years before, and they saw that the thing wasn't working. It's good enough for him to move on. Didn't marry her, and she herself came out to speak and said that they didn't marry because they couldn't work things out. Perhaps some things are not okay with her or with them. You understand? Relationship is not by force. You can have a relationship with people, and it doesn't get to, or it will not get to marriage. It does not mean because you had a date with someone you must marry the person. No, it doesn't follow that you must have you guys need to really because you have a relationship you must need to marry. The reason why people cut or people date, like I was saying, is for them to know if these things will go big, will go together, will go they can tolerate each other. Let me use that word. It's a young man. I think that's a family name, Mark David's the three, because I think we need to differentiate it so they let them not go think we are talking about different pastor, his father or brother. I think they are from a family of pastors. I looked at the wife's confessions, and the husband's confession. So the thing is, some men, a lot of men, and a lot of pastors are that they are not mature, emotionally mature to handle women. They are not. A lot of them. A lot. I will tell you this for free. They are not emotionally mature. They can preach the word. Doesn't mean that the Lord did not call them. Of course, they were called. But they were called not for, they need to still take some time. They need mentorship in the area of marriage or in the area of, relating with a woman. That's what a lot of them feel. They feel that, because they got the calling of the Lord, all those things, everything fall in place. No, you can be a professor and a mechanic is better than you in this area of repairing your car. You understand? So it doesn't mean you can be educated. People are educated in different ways. People have callings in different ways. Because you're a pastor does not automatically means that in marriage you succeed. No. So one of the things I think that he is someone, from what I can hear from the wife, because he has not said anything, he just apologized and all. And I like the fact that he can come out and apologize and say, because the marriage was they dated for 9 months before they got married. They got married October of 2025, and the marriage ended December, so just like about 5 months. And the wedding, and when I watched the video, he said the Lord had told him. So the Lord is not a God of confusion. So you must have been the one that is getting it wrong. Do you understand me? No, Our God is not a God of confusion. But have you sat down to look at this relationship? 5 months is a lot. But have you looked at it? It's not just to adopt a son, because I think the lady was married before, or she's a baby mama, whatever. But she had a child. No woman will put their husband first before their children. Reasonable women, their children come first. So there's a lot of things you'd have gone through. So for me, I just want to believe that, when you are married new, because the woman's love is divided. She has you, and she has an upcoming baby. Because I remember she said you guys married on the 19th, that she's 13 at that time of making the video. I think appeared that she's 13 weeks pregnant, so that she's fast, of course. However, maybe you guys did it at the peak, and you guys did not, aside your dating, marriage is different from dating. So the marriage, you people really did not really understood yourself well in marriage before baby entered, and now she has you to deal with, she has a son to deal with, she has a troubling pregnancy. These are some of the things that might be new to Pastor David. I was like, this is not what I bargained for. Marriage is for the matured mind, it's not for children. And children, when I mean children mean that you can be old and be a child in spirit. So marriage is not just the celebration, the kiss and the sex. No, there's a lot of toleration, there's a lot of compromise, there's a lot of studying, there's a lot of letting go, there's a lot of talking, communication that needs to be heard. You can't run away when you need to, and some people are not confrontational. They don't know how to talk when things are hot. So if we want to say it at the peak of the time, when I'm talking, I feel like he wasn't mature enough to handle his own front. And I like that, because he said that he wants to go, take another leave and go to the mountain to think about things and all that, which is and we can see that during that he had to contact his ex-girlfriend, which I believe was his Elijah, should be called to order mental health checked and all of that. You had a child before. This is another child from another pastor, from another person, another man. So you should learn to play your card very well before you open legs for another man. They like to talk. When they talk their mind, but there are some people that they find it very comfortable for you to share. He went on a date and he told her that he wants to marry another person that he has. Perhaps he already knew that he doesn't want to marry her. One, now because of maybe name, so the girl came out to speak because the wife was called her name, that they were in a platonic relationship and all of that. Yeah, the thing is, I feel like calling her does not mean they wanted to get back. No matter how big your children are, let them talk to, or you as a pastor, have a friend, have a confidence. You need to, because there's a lot, to be a pastor, that ministry alone comes with flirtation. Do you know that until we went to a Bible school and they told us that pastor anointing begot flirtation. Anointing and flirtation, they are in the same. It takes discipline. This one does not have, well, God did not call you. Don't you go to church on Sundays? There are some things, there are some sins you still fall for. So let's not be the ones to judge. But however, I feel like some persons need to, you talk to God, you understand that. Get people that can talk to you. Do you understand? Or you can air your mind too. And a lot of times they like to talk to ladies. I'm a lady and I have a lot of pastors' friends that talk to me. Their family is safe with me because I don't even go to see them physically, not to talk of. Sometimes they just need what they talk. So lastly, I would say to be a pastor's wife is not a job. It's a lot of work. To be a pastor's wife, it's not love making and answer the name of pastor's wife. You are the warfare behind that man. Because if you leave only pastors, they will rubbish, they will disgrace your generation. A lot of pastors that you see that they are together today is the work of their wives. Go and ask. What in short, the God puts their wives in their midst. You cannot be called by God unless say that your thing not work and not be tempted. The thing that will set you apart from your temptation is avoiding your weak points, and you want to You stay away from those. When the Bible says flee, you flee. So as a pastor's wife, that is not for you to just come. I think you call people that are his ritual fathers. You go and meet those people. I don't understand what's going on. There are some things you do behind the scene. You can even avoid your anointing and you still run away in the face of trouble. You run away. So I feel like you all need to have to use this to round this up now, to say, sister, close your legs. And there are certain things, there are these things to know before you marry. A lot of seminars that they spoken, that there are some certain things. Don't let love overcloud you, and don't go sleeping with the man first. There are some basic questions you ask the man that wants to put you in. You ask and see, what am I looking? What is your weaknesses? What am I on? So that you can prepare your warfare and prepare your sword. I'm coming here to tell you, close your legs. Let